All right, I just want to kind of do a proofreading tutorial or training and just show you how I go about looking over a job. So I just open up your file, and first thing I do is I'm just going to hit Shift Command U. I don't know if that's a universal Vectorworks command, Shift Command U, or if that's something that I created. It's just updates all of the viewports at the same time. And just glancing around the screen real quick at the four viewports, I see that on this one, there's this roof portion that needs to go to, let me turn off my sound. There's this roof portion that needs to go to the back, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Working 2 or working R. Here it is right here, send it to back, and then just go back to. All right, so that's been corrected. So what I'll do, hit that again, Shift Command U. So what I'll do is just go from viewport to viewport. This one looks good. Just kind of glancing all around in a systematic way, this one looks good. To see if anything sticks out. Doing this is where I saw some of those issues with the darker lines or the overlapping, the hatches that were overlapping lines. Sometimes you have to zoom in a little bit to see some of that stuff. Everything initially looks good here. Looking at them, everything looks pretty good here, although it looks like the floor system is not being viewed on this one. So just hit this is a section viewport. So I don't know if, I think the classes will be floors, new framing. There it is. Okay, that did nothing. So it's not that class. Let's see what class that is. It's the garage floor. Oh, it's the second floor actually. There isn't a second floor, that's why. There was before. Something must have happened to it. So either the class is turned off, I'm just going to turn them all on. Alright, so I had a floor system in here that somehow got deleted. If you check the file before I gave it to you and then after I gave it to you, you'll see that I had a floor system here. So I'm just going to put it back in quickly. I'm going to put that in the floors, new framing. I know that I had this punched out of it. And I should have remembered, I think it was 12 inches. Alright, now let's go back. Okay, there's my floor. So you got to just be really careful with that because that's not good that the floor was gone. All right, so moving on, I would go from viewport to viewport. Check these out. Checking these viewports, I'm going to hit Shift Command U again. Checking these viewports, just kind of zooming in on them. This is how I found like this when this issue here was. Remember, this ridge cap was in the same exact plane as this inboard, and it didn't look right. There was no line right here, and I nudged this out by just one click. Looking at these kind of close and just taking your eye all around is how you catch that kind of stuff. I didn't tell you, but there was a dark black vertical line right here separating this taller wall from this shorter wall. That's because on the first floor plan, I had I had one continuous wall, or I'm sorry, I had two walls. I had a tall wall, and then I had it abutted to a short wall. But instead, I just made this one wall and just reshaped that wall so that I got rid of that vertical seam that was right there. So anyway, I just go around. I did notice, what did I notice before? I noticed here that these should be darker. These little roof returns here should be darker. They should be the same line thickness as these so that they look better. So I will get to that a little bit later. So after I look at all of the viewports and then all of the floor plans, just to see if anything, just kind of do a scan of everything, see if anything stands out, which I've already done. I would then go layer by layer, design layer that is, to check to see that everything is in its proper class. So first I'll just start at the top, roof R. I'm going to get my select similar tool, make sure that I'm only searching by class, and then click on anything and see what it returns. So there's 27 roof faces that are in the roof existing class. And I'm just going to move those over 111 feet, throw it on isometric, and I see that those are just roof. Those are just roof planes. And come back to here, select one of these, and these are in wall existing. That's okay. They're actually those roof things on the existing plan. It's so I'm going to actually put those in roof existing instead. That way they'll be the same line weight. Throw those over. That's everything up here. Everything else is guides. You can actually turn off the guides layer so it's easier to look at. And then zoom in on this lower portion. Select something. Those are all metal standing seams. Throw those over. And I'm going to throw it into isometric to make sure that these are all standing seams, which they are. And to make sure that none of them were left behind, which they were not. So that's good. And select this. Actually, yeah, select that. Throw that over 111 feet. Sometimes I'll do it again just so I can make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Throw it in perspective or isometric. Look at it from a couple different angles. Those are all roof surfaces, and then just look at what's left here. Select. Those are all metal roof caps, and that's what those are. Throw those over, and then what remains are these. It's something 4 extrudes that are in the trim painted category, or class rather. Look at those from a right hand view, and okay, that's where those lightweight little roof returns are. Now I'm going to put these in the same class as this here roof surfaces so that the line weight matches. Now those were in the roof metal category, and before I had told you not to put the ridge cap, I wanted the ridge caps to be in their own class because I wanted the line weight to be the same, and I didn't want it to show up on a roof materials takeoff. Well, these aren't roof planes. These are extrudes, so they're not going to show up there, and I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to make them the same. I'm going to make them roof metal so that they're same line weight, and they are roof portions of the roof. Technically, if we were going to render this, they'd be coming out silver or metal in color, which I probably wouldn't want because it's really just the surface of the roof that would be that grayish metal colored. These probably would be trim painted. So if I was going to model it, I would probably add another class or do something else. But so right now that's the class I would want it just for 2D flat drawing. So everything's been in the right class. I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna move everything back over, and then I want to show you that roof schedule. Where is it at? There it is. All right, so just gonna right click on it and hit edit, and then I need to open up the database header, show the database headers. This is the database. I'm going to edit, and this is the criteria that this roof materials worksheet is looking for. It's looking for anything that's in the layer roof plan, anything that is in the type is slab, which is actually incorrect. I'm going to have to change this in the template, in my Vectorworks template. It should be slab, roof, pillar, and there's 14 items there. And then the class is roof metal. So this is saying that there should be 14 items that are in this roof metal category that are roof planes that are on the roof plan layer. So I'm going to just remember this number 14, hit OK, get rid of the database headings, and close it. And then just go back real quick. This is for your benefit. If it should be obvious that this is going to happen. So if I click on this roof metal, I should have 14 roof faces, and I don't. I have 18 objects. The reason being, I can see them highlighted here. These four this select similar tool is just looking for the items in this particular class. So there are 18 items in this class, 4 of which are these extrudes that I had highlighted. So I'm going to unhighlight those, and now you see I have 14 roof faces. So those are the 14 roof faces that will be populating that roof materials worksheet. So that's basically what I'm going to do then. I just go layer by layer. Same thing. I'm going to turn off the guide so I can see better. And I'm going to use my select similar tool and click on everything so I can see that everything's in its proper class. So if I click on this, it's 4 walls that are in the walls exterior fish scales. It's these 2 end walls and then these 2 end walls of the dormers. That's correct. Click on this wall. That's a wall interior. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5 walls. And then the only other thing to click on is this, and there's 4 of those dormer walls that are all in the wall exterior shake. Of course, the floor, we just did that. And then the windows, this is 2 windows. There's trim, so I want to click on this corner trim. There's 5 extrudes, so I'm not sure why there's 5. So I'm going to throw it into isometric and see what that is. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 3. Going to select that again. There's the other 2 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I'm just going to undo that so those will go back to where they're supposed to be. And that's it. The stairs are in the stairs main, and we're good. Up here, these should all be in wall existing because it's part of the old model, and it is 7 walls in the walls existing. Alright, we go to the first floor, turn off the guides, and click on some things. And click on any one of these walls. So this is all wall existing. Now, since it's just a model, the wall existing class is really just so that the same color for modeling and the same line weight for rendering is returned when they're illustrated. So I see this peak wall here is in a wrong category or class. It's in the guides class. That should be in the walls existing. And then also, there's really no reason. I don't have a posts or column existing class. So I'd probably just put those in the wall existing class too. I see they're in the notes class right now. And then the only other thing are the floors. These are all floors existing, the back, the front patio, and then the main house, or the main, yeah. Is this a beam? What is that? Wall existing also, okay. And then on the new portion, this is wall exterior shakes. It's all of the exterior walls. It's different here in the middle because that's an interior wall. You can see it's wall interior, so it's this interior wall and then all these partitions. The floor is floors garage calculation, square foot calculation, which if I zoom in here looks like this is off a little bit. Looks like the shape is off a little bit, so I'm going to come back and fix that. Or it looks like it's been shifted a little bit. You can see that it's off the line here. So if I shift it up and realign it to this wall, now that looks right. Just check all the corners just to make sure they're right. Yeah, now that's right. All right, check this here. That's my exterior brick. It runs just around the perimeter, but not along the back. And then I know there's some trim here somewhere. That's trim painted. Throw that into perspective. And that's my corner trim. That's my horizontal trim that runs around the side. I see there's a corner trim back here that's not being highlighted, so that must be in the wrong class. And it's in wall existing, so that should be moved. And then what else? The toilet is in wall existing for some reason. It should be in plumbing main. And so there's 27 objects in plumbing main. Something is not right with that. What's highlighted here? All right, you have a rectangle here that you put in the plumbing main. Looks like it's just a flat rectangle. Maybe it was a guide that you left behind, so I'm just going to delete that. Still though, there's 27 items in the plumbing main. Alright, now you know we just checked those items, so something is not right. So I'm going to move these over. Not sure why these are coming back plumbing main. Maybe you saw me do something that I don't that I don't remember doing. Alright, so know that those are all walls existing. These two are not. So okay. Then the last thing is the doors. So that there are 9 doors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doors. Where are the other 2? There's the other 2 doors. All right, now I know that the doors takeoff, which is on this floor, the door schedule is looking for, all right, see there's 3 garage doors there. That's incorrect. So let's double click that. Let's turn on the database headers. Let's right click on this and edit the criteria. So it's looking for anything that's on the first floor plan that's in the class domain, and it does say that there are 9 items. So this is wrong. It's correct, but I need to go back and if it's something that I don't want to show up on that worksheet, if it's a door or window, or say an opening in a window or an opening in a wall rather, I'll put those in the notes class or the none class. So now those will render differently, and they won't show up on that schedule. So that's basically it. Just go through layer by layer. The working zero, it only has these items here. They should be in the wall existing too, and they are. I see that there's a misconnection down here, so I'll repair that. There's not going to be a foundation for this. This is going to be slab on grade, so I'm just going to add a note right here for this foundation, and then call it a day.